Hello there and welcome to Kent Tonight on KMTV. I'm Andy Richards. Coming up in the programme. To the polls we go. Kent MPs react to snap election. Lock me up. Man pleads for long prison term. And Gills Street Soccer Foundation's a success. First tonight, Kent MPs are officially gearing up for a general election. Parliament voted in favour of the move today after the Prime Minister announced the shock move will be going to the polls on June the 8th. Josie Hannett has been in Westminster.
Prime Minister Theresa May's announcement to hold a snap election caught the political world by surprise. Despite repeatedly ruling out an early vote, yesterday she changed her mind. Well, it's no longer a surprise. We'll be heading to the polling booths on the 8th of June. Here at Westminster today, MPs have voted in favour of the election. With Kent County Council elections looming in just a few weeks, are our voters tired of ticking boxes?
I think people are really excited by this election. It's a really great chance to talk about the kind of Britain we can build. You know, Brexit is part of that process, but let's look so much further beyond at the kind of nation that we can build, an independent, trading nation, great in the world once again. I think the sky's the limit on what we can do, and I'm so excited about that.
The last election in 2015 saw Kent become a true blue Tory heartland, with UKIP nipping at their heels. So what are the prospects for the parties this time round?
At the end of the day, we're here as representatives of the people. I have done nothing but listen to people's views over the last two and a half years, and that's what I'll be doing. But also it gives people an opportunity to question me as well.
I've never taken the electorate for granted in Canterbury and Whitstable. I will be making my pitch that this is a government which is firmly committed to maintaining the economic recovery we've achieved, committed to getting a good deal for Britain in Europe, and the other parties must make theirs.
One question which is yet to be resolved is whether former UKIP leader Nigel Farage will run again in South Thanet. He's mulling over the decision.
So if now Nigel Farage decides to actually stand or contest the seat, we think it's about even money to do that, but we make him 3-1 to actually win the seat. So in effect, last time round it was at the height of his fame. We feel that if he didn't win it last time, then Nigel Farage can't win it this time. And I must say, if I was going to invest some money, it wouldn't be on Nigel Farage to win that seat.
The pollsters have been way off the mark in the past few elections, but Kent MPs will be hoping the odds are in their favour on June the 8th. This is Josie Hannett in Westminster for KMTV.
A Lithuanian lorry driver's on trial in Kent for death by careless driving. Virginia Curtis denies the charge. In February last year, 78-year-old Arthur Jackson was thrown out of a 4x4 and ended up in the middle lane of the M25. He died from his injuries 15 days later. Maidstone Crown Court heard Mr Jackson, who's from Derbyshire, was one of 3 passengers in the car. They were all on their way to Dover for a shopping trip in Belgium. It's alleged the trucker pulled into the middle lane to overtake a slow-moving lorry in front of him and that he hit the rear of the 4x4, sending it into a violent spin. The defendant says he stayed in the slow lane. The trial continues. Now, a man from Clifton's been sentenced to 18 years in prison for beating his partner. Christian Hinckley was on trial for grievous bodily harm with intent and 3 accounts of common assault. Halfway through the proceedings, he wrote a letter to the judge saying he wanted a long prison sentence so he could turn his life around, even though he initially pleaded not guilty. The court heard Mr Hinckley caused extreme bruising to his victim's body and left bite marks. Last Chance Animal Rescue Centres helped save the life of a dog found stabbed in Gillingham. The dog, now called Evie, was discovered with wounds on her abdomen, shoulder and head. If it wasn't for the animal rescue charity giving £2,500 to fund surgery for Evie, her injuries would have killed her. Evie's now on track to make a full recovery, but it's still uncertain who caused the injuries. A person's been freed from an overturned car in Chatham. Emergency crews were called to Gordon Road this morning. A black Mercedes ended up on its roof after an incident. 2 ambulances were there and paramedics treated the person at the scene. No serious injuries have been reported though. Now, Kent actor Mark Rylance received a knighthood at Buckingham Palace today. The Ashford-born star, who was recently in the BFG film, is being recognised for his services to theatre. The 57-year-old won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his role in Steven Spielberg's Cold War thriller Bridge of Spies in February 2015. And finally, today marks the graduation of the Gills Street Soccer programme based in Kent. The foundation supports disadvantaged young people and helps them find employment. Ishmael Khawaja has more.
In the last 2 years, the number of homeless people in Kent has doubled, with more than 700 people sleeping rough. However, the Street Soccer Foundation hopes to reduce this problem by running 12-week programmes in partnership with Gillingham Football Club.
Working with young people is always an experience, but it's extremely rewarding. We don't just kind of sugarcoat everything and say, come and play some football and then we'll try and get you a job. It's nothing like that. You know, it's a real kind of development journey.
Although football is the common theme throughout, the scheme's real aim is to use the sport as a means to bring people from diverse backgrounds together and ultimately give them the skills needed to get them employed.
Each session starts in the morning with football coaching as a means to engage the group and get them focused for the day ahead. A variety of drills are used to improve their football skills, but also to show these skills can be applied in their everyday lives.
It gives people a chance, and that's all about really what the trust is bringing football to the community, and this brings it to a different part of the community that we never really had got into.
Before participating with street soccer, 21-year-old Michael King was homeless for 6 months, but he has clearly benefited from the programme after becoming an ambassador.
It's definitely changed my life. Like, I'm looking more positive. I'm feeling more like I want to go for a job. Like, so I've got an interview tomorrow for a job up in London, so I'm really looking forward to that.
With the football side out of the way, the afternoon session involves a classroom environment where the participants give feedback and are taught CV writing and interview skills. The foundation will expand further into Kent in order to make it a flagship area of the programme. Ishmael Khawaja, KMTV.
And just before we go, here's Rachel with the weather.
It will be a chilly night tonight with temperatures between 4 and 6 degrees across the county. Tomorrow morning we'll have a cloudy start with temperatures at around 8 or 9 degrees. Then in the afternoon we will see some sunshine in the Margate area and temperatures will reach a high of 13 degrees.
Well, that's all from us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow with all the latest stories from across your county. In the meantime, don't forget you can always keep up to date by listening to KMFM or going to Kent Online. Goodbye.